Hello friends and happy Tuesday. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up my chat box here. Get this plugged back in. And let's go find it. Here we are. All right, today is the 14th. Yes, so that's where we need to be. Oh, I'm gonna grab my coffee as well. Pull that over here and chat for a little bit. Hopefully, we should be up by now. So, hi everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here today. There we go. Yay. All right. Yes. Hi. So Risa, Mary, and Michelle, welcome. I am having a good day so far. I hope you guys are having a good day so far as well. It's Tuesday. It's actually, I'm pretty tired today. I'm not going to lie. So if I say anything loopy, it's just because I'm tired. Jonah, for whatever reason, is all congested again, which is weird because we don't really go anywhere or see anybody. And I suppose they went to stay with their grandpa over the weekend or just for a night. So it could be from just being in a different environment. I don't know. But anyway, he came down. He's all stuffy and is causing him, like, the drainage is causing him to cough. And so he is up all night last night, which means I was up all night last night, like every hour. That was rough. We slept on the couch together because I wanted it to drain, and to not like make it so he couldn't breathe. But it's hard. It's hard because he's only 3. So there's only like so many different kinds of medicines I can give him to help him. And man, kids are hard. But otherwise, everything's great. You're supposed to have a facial, but they canceled. Oh no. Oh no, that's so sad, Mary. Aw. Yes, Risa, it could be from her too. Yep. It could be from her too. But yeah, so, long night. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get you guys flipped around here. We're going to just jump right in and get started. We're working on story 13 and 14 today, and I'm excited for them. These are going to be fun stories to put together. So let me grab my handy-dandy stool, and let's get you guys into position. Here we go. Getting the plug in so we don't die. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so, I'm going to take my sweatshirt off too. It gets hot in here, especially when I'm like physically working on projects and stuff. It gets really hot, which is, something I'm getting used to. All right, so story number 13. So from yesterday, we worked on 11 and 12. So we have this one here, which we'll still need the rest of the journaling, but that's fine. 12 was the cassette tape. 13 is going on the inside. So it goes like right here. And then 14, this one goes on the back. So for story number 13, I am creating a project that was designed by Pam Baldwin from the Product Play 1, the original Product Play class. So she was working with circles and she created this page that I thought was just so pretty, and I wanted to repeat it. So that's what we're going to do. So I've got, I couldn't do a lot of this beforehand because a lot of it was a template. So I've got a photo of our family, which I have printed at 4 inches wide by 8 1/4 inches tall. So that is the photo that's going to go on the outside. I've also pulled out a bunch of embellishments and stuff to see what I want to add in later. I've got some pattern papers that I'm considering adding to the bottom. And then this right here is the template. So I printed this on matte photo paper, And I also replaced the stamp here. I forget what she had in hers originally, but I grabbed a digital stamp from the Product Play 4 class, so from last year's Product Play class. And the digital stamp says, "And even this year we can make magic." And that seemed really appropriate because I feel like the magic of this season of December has come a lot later than usual. And, you know, with things happening like getting COVID and not being able to get the tree and all that kind of stuff that was really disappointing, even still, we were able to make magic. And so I just felt like that was really fitting for this story, which is actually about getting our Christmas tree. Now, I did go ahead and do my journaling. I did my journaling from the perspective of our Christmas tree, which was kind of fun. And then what's going to happen is this is going to actually fold over, and this photo is going to go on top, and then there will be a peekaboo circle at the top here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually just going to like clip this, and it looks like it's still slightly taller. Like maybe I didn't quite cut this straight enough. So let me straighten that out. So this should be 8¼ inches tall. It feels like, no. Did I cut you at not 8¼ inches? Oh, you're a little bit short. Okay, well that's fine. So maybe what I'll do is add this here for the moment. And it looks like I just need to take off the tiniest little bit. Or I could just leave it and it's whatever. Maybe I'll just leave it and it's whatever. So what I want to do is I want to stick this photo on the back side of what will become the flap. And what I'll do is just kind of offset it slightly. Clip that in place so it doesn't really move. Okay. And then I'm going to turn that around, and I drew an outline around the circle because the original one, I don't think she did that originally. She just like guessed where to put her circle, and I'm not that good at guessing, except this doesn't reach. Oh, shoot. No. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Okay, so I could, you know what? Are any of my circle cutters small enough? Let's find out. If any of these would cut a 2-inch circle. Grab all that. Oh yeah. One of these definitely will. Okay. So I'm like, if I put that in the center, which one of these is going to do it? This is the furthest one. All right, so if I set you there, no, I think it's going to be the medium one. I could have thrown this through my silhouette, but I didn't. So like that is another option for cutting the circle. I don't know. Well, I guess she guessed, right? She guessed on hers and just kind of guesstimated it. And I didn't want to do that. All right, so okay, so it's going to be slightly bigger, and that's actually okay. That's actually okay. So let me just make sure it's kind of even on all the sides. Yep. All right. All right, I'm going to go for it. Okay. There. So that gives me my circle. Okay, that worked. Thank goodness for these things. They've been a lifesaver more than once. Okay. Get this out of the color. So not trip over it. Oh, come on now. There we go. Okay, it's like my toolbox. I don't want to fall over it. Okay. That gives me my thing. All right, so that will make it look like this. So the next thing I want to do, I'm going to move the photo for the moment. I'm going to hole punch this next, just so I know where the holes are. Make sure I don't do anything to interfere with it. Yes, exactly, Michelle. It is perfect for that. Or like if you're trying to cut an awkward size, you know, like I don't have a hole punch that's like the 3/8 or whatever, or 3/4 size, or I don't know. They're just kind of nice for putting circles in random places and then also cutting random sizes. All right, so we're gonna hole punch and nope, stay right, nope, nope, nope. And then Mary, yes, this was a template from the Product Play 1 class. Yes. So she gave away a template. Hers, I altered it just slightly because she has her page at like 7, I think it was only 7 1/4 inches tall. And I wanted mine to be 8 1/4 inches tall. So I made mine taller than hers, which means I have more space at the bottom. And that's where I'm considering adding in some pattern paper or something of that measure. So then what I want to do next is I want to score this, but I also want to be sure that, oh yeah, it's going to cover it just great. Okay. So I'm going to score the end at 4 inches. I think I'm going to score it this way so that it doesn't break the paper. So we're going to go 4 inches because that is the size of my photo, which does go through the middle of those middle circles. Oh, and I'm also going to stitch. I liked how she did that. She stitched around these. So I'm going to do that too, but let's fold this first. Anyway, so it goes through the middle of photos, which is why I decided to print this part on matte photo paper instead of glossy, because matte photo paper folds easier than glossy. Okay, so that will be that, and it is still kind of, well, it is what it is. Maybe I should have scored it on the other side. Oh well. So let's grab the sewing machine and we're going to stitch around the outside of that to give it a little bit more definition on the circles themselves. I don't want red, I want white. Oops. The sentiment, yes. So the sentiment is from Product Play 4. I don't remember whose lesson it was from or if it was just like a bonus thing, because sometimes Allie will throw in a couple bonus sentiments in those classes. So it could have been that. But it definitely came from Product Play 4. So last year, which makes sense because last year was a tough year, right? So I think it was a nod to that even though the year was tough, even then we can still make magic. All right, so get you in there. Okay, so that, and then I just need petals here. Rachel. I just saw your comment about being able to make it. Hi, welcome. How's your December going so far, Rachel? Must be busy. Oh. Oh, that's so funny, Millie. That's the only one you didn't do. That was last year's, right? Yeah. Yeah. Because I did it was triangles and texture and transparencies. You know, it was actually a really good class. So even beyond the sentiment as being part of it, it was a really good class. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stitch in a circle around these like twice on each of them and give this some texture. So just heads up, we're going to have some banging sewing machine here. I'm going to move this though so it doesn't get knocked off or something. Okay, here we go. Twice, or do I want to just go once? I'll go twice. Okay, there's one. Probably it's a little wide, but that's okay. All right. I don't know why that. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading your guys' comments here. For the album thing, I actually don't think I'm gonna need 2 albums. Or sorry, I don't think I'll need any more than 2. I think I have 2, and I think like this one filled in really nicely, and it's exactly half of the stories, and I think it's gonna work out just fine. And the sewing machine here, this one is, you can actually get this on Amazon, but I believe Janome is sold by Joann's, so you can get it at Joann's as well. The model, I don't even know what the model is. If you search for Janome Graceful Gray, or I also put it in most of my video descriptions, like I have a link there to it because I get a lot of questions about it. They come in a lot of different colors. So like Graceful Gray will show you this exact same one, but then there's usually choices to get different colors. Like I think they have a green and a purple and a pink and like all kinds of wild colors, but they're generally about $60. Or like that's like the good price. So I know they get up to 100 depending on supply and demand, but they're not super expensive, and they're really like I think it's 5 pounds is all that it weighs. So it's super light, and it's like, I don't even know, it's like 10 inches wide. So it's perfect for things like this. So that's where this came from. So it's a Janome. If you search Janome Graceful Gray, this one will come up. Or just check out my descriptions on any of the videos, especially any video I use it in. I'll put it in there. tell you what, because I have like known how to sew for a long time, and I've sewn clothes and like things that require you to be very precise on a sewing machine, I actually have a really hard time sewing messy. Like I have to like consciously tell myself like mess up a little bit right here. You know, don't go straight here. It's really hard. It's kind of funny. Funny how that works. There. Might as well just, you won't even get in my way. Okay, and one more. All right, so that gives me the stitching texture on this page. So, swap machine for coffee. All right. So now we've got this part of the page done. So what I want to do then, over here, I'm planning to just put some kind of embellishment. How does this fit in here now? Oh, it's kind of perfect that that was a little bit bigger, because these are all a little bit bigger that I want to use. So I'm going to put some kind of embellishment here. I think I'm going to add this trim in the edge. I'm pretty sure. I like the white, and I haven't used any pom-pom trim this year yet, which I usually like to have something in there with it. So I'm thinking about pom-pom trim. It does add some bulk, but you know, does that matter to me? And then my photo would go on top of it. So the pom-pom trim would just kind of come out. And I actually really like that. So I'm going to do that. In between, we are going to create this little spinner effect. So what I want to do for that is to cut a piece of twine. Actually, I probably should cut a piece that's maybe not red. So maybe I want to do, I have this one that's more of a natural twine. I think maybe I want that instead. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take off there's like a little gold piece in there too, but I don't need that. So then what I want to do is make sure that this is adhered down onto the page like really well. So actually I'm gonna use my score tape for it, and I'm just not gonna take off the release paper. Oh, I never put it away yesterday. Here you are. Okay, so I want a piece that's gonna go at the top. Sure, you can just whatever. Okay, and then a piece that's gonna go at the bottom, holding it somewhat taut, like so. Don't need that anymore. And then essentially what's going to happen here is I'm going to attach a piece that will be allowed to spin. So I've got like this with the 13 that's probably going to go on the outside, and then the back side of this will be something else. Maybe I have two things. I have either that or this like, ooh, that's upside down, this like rubber piece. So one of those is going to go on the back side. So that's what the circle does here, and why we needed to cut the circle in the same spot for both the photo and the journaling page. So maybe well, no, I need to put the trim in there first. So we can do the trim first. Oh, and before I do the trim, I was also considering adding some patterned paper to the bottom of this, which I have this like green, so it won't go to the title. It'll just be below the circles. I have this piece, this like foresty looking piece. Do I have anything smaller that will kind of give me an idea? No. So I have that, or I have this tree pattern, which also kind of makes sense considering we were getting trees this day. So I'm kind of considering putting a tree, but I'll have to cut some of it off, you know? So it'll be too... You know what I could do? I'm probably never going to use this as just a full piece of paper, so why not just cut a piece of it? Like, whatever. So I want to do... Right, so like that would be an inch of it. I'll put this back away. Which I think it needs to be less than an inch, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think I'll do an inch of this one too. Because why not? All right, so it would be 1 by 8. Because the flap is 4 inches, so it would be 4 inches on either side. So that could go. And then it's too tall, so I'm thinking if it was 3/8 of an inch, what does that get me? And 3/8 of an inch. All right, so let's see what we think. So I could do the tree pattern at the bottom. The greenery pattern at the bottom. Or I could just leave it white. It's just kind of, the reason I was thinking of putting something here is because it's so much thicker than up at the top. To make that feel a little bit more even. I've also got this like meet me under the mistletoe, which maybe that's more the route to go. So the only thing I thought of down there, yeah. Which, I mean, that doesn't totally make sense, except for we did totally have mistletoe when we went and got our tree. So it also does make sense. I just didn't put any of those pictures in here. So maybe that's what I want to do, is just put the phrase sticker, meet me under the mistletoe. Or I've got, what do I have here? Capturing the joy of this moment, having a merry little Christmas, celebrating magic of the holidays, month of snow, maybe Christmas perhaps means more. Candy cane, little magic can take you a long way. Make it a December to remember. So like this one that says capturing the joy of this moment could go down here. I kind of like that. Rather than the meet me under the mistletoe. Thinking, let's do that and not pattern paper. I can't tell. What if I did both? What would that look like? We did like the pattern paper with the sentiment. What do you guys think? Leave it plain or do it with the paper? I'm gonna think about that for a minute. You guys can help me decide. Paper or no paper? Definitely sentiment, but paper or no paper? In the meantime, I am going to, eventually when I get my camera mounted to my ceiling, I'm gonna position it so it's a little bit lower than it is so that you guys can see more of what I'm actually like, so you have a better picture of what I'm working on. Because my camera right now is totally rigged. In order for me to film videos, it's like on a stand that's on a box and it's taped onto the box, and so it's really complicated to move it. So eventually I'm hoping like right after Christmas, because Erin has that week off, to kind of come in here and get more of this office done before the start of next year. Go into the year with everything ready to go, you know? Be so nice. Okay, so here's the palm trim. Let's get that going. You guys like it with the paper? Okay, I do too. Etienne, you finally completed day 7. What about day 7 made it hard to complete? Meaning, like, why was that the one that you were stuck on in that way? Okay, let's do this. This also makes it look a little bit different from Pam's, which is always a good thing, right? Taking something and making it a little bit more your own. Okay, I think what I'll do is like, actually you're like slightly too. It's better. Okay. All right, so it gives me that at the bottom. And that. Okay, so that gives me this done and done. So now I've got the trim there. I just need to add more score tape and then we can add the photo on top. So this one, I want the thicker one. 7 photos on the 7th and you didn't feel like editing or journaling. Uninspiring. That I get that. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But you finally were able to do it, right? Which that's good. Sometimes it is hard to find the motivation. to do the things that we want to do, but then it's just sometimes they get tiring, right? All right, so I need another roll of this. Let me grab another roll out. So that's all used up. Okay. Oh, wait. Millie, I'm so sorry. I wondered, I saw your post about praying for her, and I wondered, I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my photo to this. Okay, so here's the photo, and the trim, and the sentiment. Okay, so next what I need to do is figure out how to attach this. I'm thinking I'm going to do this wood veneer one, just kind of like it. That one would work too, but I like that this one has a lot of blue in it, and I kind of like the wood veneer going on there. So what I'm going to do is use my Xyron sticker maker. Hopefully it'll fit through that. Actually, it might not. Let's find out. This might be too small. But it doesn't hurt to try, right? Oh yeah, it's too small. So what if I wonder if I could like will you come off of the plastic or my SOL? No, that did not work. Okay, so not that. That's not gonna work. So instead, I suppose if I cover the whole thing. So like, what happens if I just make sure the whole thing is covered? Maybe that will solve it. If not, whatever. Oh well. All right, so I'm gonna line up the vellum piece, or not the vellum, the plastic piece there. Attach on the wood veneer. Okay. And actually that turned out just fine. Just fine. And then, well, shoot, will you fit in there? Oh yeah, 13 will fit in. So I'm going to put 13 in here. Let's turn it into a sticker that can then go on top of that wood veneer. Okay. Okay. Sticky everywhere though. Okay. Okay, so there's 13. All right, so is that, oh, and then I was gonna add an embellishment down here. So then this can like spin, right? It's got my 13 in there. I don't wanna just like press that down hard so it stays down. Okay, now down here, I have a couple different options for embellishments on the bottom. So for this one, let's get rid of all this release paper here. Okay, so for the bottom here, I have a couple options. I have this like little truck that's kind of cute. And well, normally it would be kind of a bulky piece. I already have these pom-poms that are bulky, so that could be fine with the car. I could also do, I've got like this, ooh, I actually kind of like that better. This like holly berries. I kind of like that. Okay. I've got the star, the red star, which is also pretty, but I like that better still. I had some wood veneer pieces, but I still like that better. And I also pulled out a handful of these like plastic trees. So I have some from last year and then I have some from this year. So I was like, I could add like 3 of them at the bottom of the page there. What would it look like if I don't really want any words because I already have words here. So trees. I think I like this the best. So I like the pop against all that white, having the green and the red. So we're gonna go with this. I'm gonna leave the foam on there because I have these pom-poms that are already gonna make this bulky. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna kind of angle it here like that and then call that page good. So, and those I can just put all back later. Okay, so this is story number 13. So we'll put this one back in the book. And yeah, I really like this one a lot. Okay, so when this opens, we've got all the journaling. I'll go ahead and read this and then we'll move on to story 14. So this one, and keep in mind, this is from the perspective of, our Christmas tree. So, you arrived around 4 p.m. to the place I was calling home. The kids got out of the car sleepily after napping a little on the way from school. It took them a minute to warm up, but warm up they did. The sun had been shining all day and I was trying hard to look my very best. You told Izzy and Jojo that they could go pick out their favorite, and I got nervous as they walked around looking. To my surprise and delight, they stopped in front of me, exclaiming that I was the prettiest tree on the lot. I shook with excitement, or maybe that was the breeze, stood a bit taller, and knew I was yours. I now rest in the corner of your living room, beautifully adorned by all of your memories and twinkling with pride. I recently heard you say it finally feels like Christmas here, and that makes me happy. And so that's it. So just a little bit, getting our tree story, but done in a slightly different way. So that will be number 13. So we're going to go ahead and move on to number 14, which will be on the back side of this page. So this one, we already have the base made for it. And that is this pocket. So I created the pocket, the vellum piece here with texture paste and glitter, and then added some embellishments on there, stitched it on with red thread, and then that goes here. So what we're going to do is fill it with 3 tags where all I need to do is add the photo to the back of the tag, and that is it. This one's going to be really simple. So story number 14 is about things that we collect related to the holidays. So I took pictures of a couple different things that we collect and chose 3 of them. So I actually had a few more things that I had taken pictures of, but I decided to go with just 3 sets of things. The first one here is our collection of Christmas mugs, which is actually more specifically my collection of Christmas mugs, because this is something that I collect. And put this on here. So this one's going to go on the back side of a craft tag. The tag is sized at 6 inches by 4 inches. So I printed my photo at 6 inches by 4 inches and then left my journaling mostly to this side because I knew that I would clip some of this off. So we're going to trim that, that, and that. Okay. And then I'm going to use my power punch to punch the hole at the top of the tag. Okay. And then in will go the ribbon, which I'm just going to staple in place and trim off what I need to trim off, you know, because it's too long, but I didn't want to trim it until I knew what exactly I was going to put in here, I suppose. Okay. All right, so we'll staple that on there, trim this off a little bit. So think like be like that. And there's one. We've got that one. So I'll read these to you here in a second, but this one's, yeah, coffee mugs. The next one I did is about our children's Christmas book collection, which is something that we add to every year. So we currently have, I think I counted that we have like 28 Christmas books. And it's always a goal to add at least one new one. This year we did something different, and I talked about it just briefly in here. And I actually did a book advent for the kids. I saw this on Pinterest a while ago, and then last year Laura Wanzik did it for her daughters. It's been on my list of things I've wanted to do, and finally I made it happen. So what I did is I took the books that we already owned and wrapped them and then numbered them 1 through 24. And every day the kids unwrap one book, and they take turns of who gets to unwrap it, and we read that book that night. So it's a way to make the books that we already own feel new again, and they are super, super enjoying it. So it was a really, really good call for this year. I'll do it likely for the next couple years until they get to the point where it's not exciting for them anymore. But this year it is, and that makes me super happy. So this one I just took a couple of the books that we've already opened and read and took photos of those. So let's go ahead and staple on the twine here and trim, and there's that one. And then the last one I did is a collection of Santa ornaments that I have. I've been collecting Santa ornaments for as long as I can remember, like my whole life. And it's another thing that I add one to, maybe not every year, but most years I add a new Santa into the collection. So we're going to put that one on here. So this one is going on the back of one of the larger shipping tags that I actually cut down. So instead of it being 8¼ inches tall, it's 7 inches tall. I just felt like that was better sizing. Actually, I want this. And this. Okay. So this layout becomes super simple. Like the hard part was the foundation part, right? Making that pocket page. But this part is super easy because I've already added my journaling. Oh no, that's not Santa's head. I've already added my journaling directly onto the photos. So I don't have to, you know, do much with that, which is kind of nice. Okay, we'll staple that on, trim and trim. Okay, and then that is that one. So then in the pocket, they go in like that, and then on the back side, we've got the stories. So let me grab the pocket back over here and clear off my desk. We'll read through these, and then that is going to be it for today. I love that when we can get 2 layouts done in an hour. That makes me super happy. Okay, let me see what else we got. Wait, what didn't tickle your fancy? You ended up buying the product play bundle during a sale because you're not inspired by this year's. Yeah, I did this. I did buy a couple of the older ones this year when they went on sale because I don't know, I just wanted to go back and be inspired by some of the older stuff that I have seen. Like I have seen people do renditions of it, but I didn't start doing December Daily for real until 2019. 2018, I did do a December Daily, but I didn't like participate in the product play class. Like I didn't take the product play class. I think I purchased like older material from Allie Edwards because I was just getting back into scrapbooking again in 2018. It was like the first big project I was going to take on. So, so then in 2019, I took the product play class. In 2020, I participated, like I taught in the product play class. And then 2021 is, you know, what this year has been. So product play 1 and 2, I never even took. So this year I grabbed those classes during the sale, and I'm really glad I did because there is a lot. Like I felt very inspired by some of those older classes. And just some of the different ideas for how to use the things. I think what I missed this year with the product play class was that there was something about, like a piece of glitter right here. There's something about having a specific, like having a very small theme that you're working in. So like this year, it was classes that specifically showed you how to use different products. What I liked about the previous years is that we had a theme or themes, and it was how can you take the product and make it work inside of those themes. And there's something about that that gets my brain going. Like last year I think I had 4 ideas that I presented for triangles in the product play class, but I had like 12 ideas. Like it was insane the amount that once you start coming up with those things, then your brain just keeps going and keeps coming up with ideas. It was crazy. I don't know. So there's just something about that I felt less inspired by this year, and it wasn't because of any maker or anything like that. It was just because of the way in which we were creatively thinking about our pages was different. It was product based instead of idea based, or design based. So maybe that's that. Okay, so let's grab this, and here we go. So these are going to go inside of this inside of this pocket here. And this is why I'm like, see, I think I'll be fine, because this is story 14. 15 is going here, and it's just going to be on this side, and then we've got the final page. And then that is this album. And the next one will come out. So I planned this perfectly. So we've got the pocket here. So let's go through these. Okay, so the big one with the Santas, I said, I have been collecting Santas for as long as I can remember. I think it may have started when Graham gifted me my first Santa head ornament. But ever since, I've picked out a new one each year to add to the collection. Some of my favorites are ones I've inherited. The Santa tree topper from my parents, the Santa in jammies from my mom, and the Santa overalls from my Graham. So if I pull this up here closer, this was my very first Santa head ornament, which I actually told a full story about last year. And then that is the Santa jammies, Santa in his pajamas. That was an ornament from my mom when she was little. This one is the one that my Graham gave me, or she didn't actually give it to me. It's after she passed away, we picked ornaments. So I picked that one as part of mine. And then this is the tree topper that my parents used when we were kids at the top of our tree. And when I got married, they gifted that to us. So, and then I have a collection of other ones that I've gotten throughout the years. This one, that's like super cool. It's like Father Time. He has a stopwatch in his hat, and I love him. It was actually like back in the day, we used to do, at our Christmas party, we did this game where everybody had to bring dollar store gifts. So like each person was responsible for purchasing like it was either 3 or 5 dollar store items. So basically you're spending like $5 and you come with 5 presents. And then we would play a game where you would accumulate the gifts. So nobody would know what they were. They were in brown bags, and you would just pick the bags. You could steal the bags. Like it was fun and crazy. And then at the end of the game, we would all open up our presents and see what silly things we got. And it was a riot. Like that is a game that I need to bring back again, because it just was really, really fun. And so that Santa with the really cool Santa with the pocket watch in his hat was a dollar store thing. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy when I got him, and like whoever, I forget who it was, my cousin or somebody who brought it, was like, I thought that was the ugliest thing I ever saw. And it was just funny. One person's, trash is another person's treasure. And in this case, the ugly Santa head is a treasure to me. It was so funny. Haley, yes, please bring it back. It was so fun. It was so fun. It's just, I think we did away with it because some people wanted to come and do a white elephant game where you would leave with like something nice, which is, kind of nice to leave with like a nice set of glasses or a fuzzy blanket or a puzzle or, something good. And that one, in that game, you would leave with like a pack of gum, and maybe a random plastic cup from the cup aisle, just like silly stuff, but it was fun. It was worth it. Okay, so next up, we've got books. So I said, as a kid, one of the things I loved about the Christmas season was pulling out all of our Christmas books and reading them each year. I wanted to create this same memory for my own children, and thus our children's Christmas book collection began. Currently, we have about 28 books, and I like to add at least one new one each year. This year, we created a book advent where the kids get to open one book present each night, and they love it. It's given our collection new life. So this one, I just took a picture of some that we've already unwrapped. This year, I added this book. It's Dasher, and it's about Santa, how Santa got reindeer, like how it is that reindeer pull his sleigh from meeting Dasher. It's beautifully illustrated, which is part of why I bought it, because I'm like, ooh, I love the artwork. So it's really pretty. So that's that one. And then the last one is the mugs. This one, I said, my Christmas mug collection is another one I can't help but add 1, 2, or 3 new ones to each year. My favorite is my Christmas cat mug, which I totally need to get this year's to add in. I also love the snowman mug, one of a pair that came from Erin's childhood. This year, I couldn't pass up on the boy and girl gingerbread people. They were way too cute. I know that Erin thinks I'm a little nuts, but I'm grateful that he can see how much joy these silly mugs bring me each year, and he doesn't give me too hard of a time over them. Plus, I think he secretly loves our mug collection too. So that's that. So I've got the kitty mug is kind of in the background, the 2 gingerbreads. This one's actually one Izzy picked out last year, and the Santa holds a cookie. So like that present actually comes out and there's a space to put a cookie in there. And then I've got the snowman and a few other ones from this year. Oh, I've got a problem. But that is that. That's the story for number 14. The tag's all in there, which is really exciting. Yes. Okay, I'm going to go back and see what you guys are saying so I can comment. 3 books ready to send. Aw, thanks, Michelle. You see, and those ones will probably become ones that I wrap next year, for sure. A Disney book advent this year. Each day is a small frozen book. Oh, that's so cute. That's nice too that it's like pre-done. Okay, I feel like December daily inspiration is just so much I can't interpret it. There's too much out there. Okay, so Etienne, I totally agree with you. And you know, actually what I have found is that this year, more than any other year ever, and it could just be because 2021 is just, it's been a year. But this year, more than any other year, I find myself not seeking out inspiration, like not getting on Instagram. I can't even tell you the last time I just sat on Instagram and looked through posts. Like I post my stuff on there in the morning time. I might see a couple of things and like it, and then I get off of it and I'm not on it the whole rest of the day. Same with Facebook. I go to like the group for Patreon, and that's about it. And even YouTube. Normally I like watch December daily YouTube videos just all day long from people. And this year I find myself watching Allie's and Amy Gretchen's. I've watched a couple of Kay's. I've watched some of Michelle's. I've watched some of Teresa Moxley's. But honestly, I find myself like, I don't know, like I get on there and I see what's on there. And not that it's not beautiful. I just feel like overwhelmed, I think. Like overwhelmed by content. And so then that makes me like shut it down. So I don't know. And that could just be because life is busy and chaos and all of that. So it just feels like a lot. You know, they were talking about this year being a loud year, just kind of in general. And it definitely feels like a loud year for sure. Yes. So I don't know. I feel you on that. Mm-hmm. Deb, you've never needed a second album. This could be the year. That's so funny. Yes, and Amy Jo, right? I don't even, did she, like, Caleb, has she even posted anything as to like anything to say? Like, I'm not doing December Daily this year. I don't know. She just hasn't, you know, there's been nothing. I know, I miss her too. She was one of the originals that got me into this project. I miss it, I miss it. No problem, Etienne. We're basically done anyways. We're just shooting the breeze at this point. A bag and a mug and a wine box and a shoe box and a gift bag. That's so funny. 12 books of December. Reading any 12 books in December, and that is a definite idea for next year for you. Haley, that is intense. I could not read 12 books in a month, but you go you. I'm here cheering you on. So funny. But yeah, that definitely sounds like something you should do, Haley. Yes. You need lots of videos because you're on the computer all day. And that's true too. Back in the day, I used to have a full-time desk job, and YouTube videos kept me going, She opened a music school. Oh, you asked her. That's so funny, Caleb. I love that about you. She's sharing finished pages on Instagram. Okay. I mean, that makes sense, but I miss her. She was awesome. She did like such a nice professional job with her videos. I really, really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed listening to her stories. So I'll have to go and see if I can find her pages on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram, but not everything shows up in your feed. So she hasn't been showing up for me, so I should go find her. Holy cow, Michelle. You've read 250 books in a year for a few years, but not since 2018. That is incredible. That's incredible. I can't. That is not me. Not me at all. Like, I am the worst. It's a win for me if I finish 1 book in a month, and like a super win if I finish 2. And if I get more than 2, then that's like, I'm on fire. That's so funny. A lot more audio. That makes a difference too, actually. Yeah, that does make a difference. 100 this year, getting pretty close. Yes. You haven't read a single book in years, Caleb. That's so funny. That's like my husband. I don't think he's read a book in years either. But, all right, friends. Well, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here. So I'm so thankful that you guys came and were here with me today. I am going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be working on story number 15, and also probably the title page for this album, which will then put an end cap on this whole album, except for the calendar at the beginning. I think I'll do the calendar at the end of the month. We'll just fill it in then. But I will be able to get story 15 and intro page done. And then starting on Thursday, we're going to move into album number 2. So that is going to be that. So until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll catch you all in tomorrow's video. Bye, friends.